Is he ready now?
I think so.
Hey, he's
there
he is.
Hey.
There he is. Michael Pittman
Hey.
Jr. of the Indianapolis Colts. How you doing, Michael?
Good. How are you?
Well, you will understand this, being a USC Trojan by way of the Great Oaks Christian facility out there, far from here. Michael, it is 50 degrees and windy here. You have no idea what the heck's going on around here.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man. Crazy time.
Crazy.
Honestly, I am, around these parts, people wear like the winter hats because it's an accessory. They think they look good in it. It's currently a necessity for people like me. It's freezing here, man.
Absolutely. My dad is bald, and when it gets cold and like windy, like his head starts to like chap and stuff. Like you got to rub some lotion on it.
Okay, I will make a note of that. Very good. I'll make a note of that just in case I'm feeling a little bit of that going on here. And and plus, it was almost raining too. People don't know how to drive around here, Michael. What's going on?
Hey,
what the heck?
I mean that happens there, happens here. I mean, it seems like nobody can drive except me. Really.
Well, it's good to see you, man. I'm not gonna lie. Last time I saw you, I was calling the Colts and the Steelers. I was calling that game, and when that ball went in the air, I literally almost cursed into my microphone in front of millions of people because I saw Kazee coming. I saw him coming. And have you watched back any film of that moment?
Yeah, well, the good thing about that is I never seen it coming, and I mean, all of a sudden I'm catching the ball, and then I woke up and everybody's looking down at me, and I'm like, "What just happened?" But I did get to watch it. It was definitely a experience, but I'm still kind of like recovering from that, even though it happened like 3 weeks ago. Trust me, like I still feel it, but I feel like everything is progressing well, and I was very fortunate to get up with minor-ish injuries, and I'm just happy that I'm here today, and that I'm still able to play and come back so soon.
Exactly. When you got up and then you ran off the field, and Kurt Warner and I looking in the booth, we're like, thank God. We literally said that to each other in the commercial break, Michael.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, I was almost like a zombie. Like I was still trying to gather like what I was doing. I was more so like being led like at that point.
Yes.
And even when I got into the like locker room, I was still trying to grasp what just happened. Like I was just in a state of confusion. But it slowly started to come back to me like that night, and like the next day, like as I started to think about it, I started to piece stuff, and then I got to watch it, and then it all kind of came back,
So how difficult is it for you to go across the middle now? Like thinking about it, like do you think about it, or you just like you're a football player? This is what got you to the NFL. This is why you're talented. I mean, walk me through that if you don't mind, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, one positive is I barely remember what happened.
Right.
So, that is the sort of thing that makes me is that contested catch. So I don't shy from it, and that's the first time that anything like that has ever happened. Hopefully the last.
Yes.
But you can't play scared, because like if like you play scared, that's like usually when bad stuff happens. So you just got to play fast, and I don't really think about it like too much. So
no, it's good. Well, and again, I'm thrilled that you are here, and I greatly appreciate it because you've got a huge football game coming up on Saturday night, and part of the reason why you do have a win-in scenario is because your mates took care of business after you left the field that night against the Steelers, and you have been taking care of business more often than not. What's been different this year because of Coach Steichen, Michael?
I would probably say our attention to detail and just the way that we practice. He really demands a level of excellence, and he's very consistent with it, like every day. Like it doesn't fade. And sometimes getting late, like in the season, like you can kind of like relax, but he never does. He's the same guy. every single day, and I think that rubs off on like other people.
How quickly did you realize that about him and this
I
program?
realized that about him probably the second or third week of training camp. I actually got fined twice for not weighing out of practice, which like in my head is like a small offense because it's like, hey, we just finished practice. Like we finished like everything that we have to do. Like I'm not late for meetings. I'm showing up for everything like on time early. And I just forgot to weigh out once. Well, really twice. And man, like them letters came like clockwork. And I was like, he's not messing around. So like it just showed everybody that it doesn't matter who you are, like just like everybody is held to that same standard, which obviously I didn't love getting fined, but I thought it sent a really good message to everybody, like on, like just like everybody else, because like he's willing to fine me, so he's definitely willing to fine anybody else.
Interesting. So you initially might have taken exception to being made an example of, but understood what he was attempting to do for the larger good, Michael?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like it's not a small fine, but in the grand scheme of things, for me personally, like it doesn't really hurt me as much. And I'm fortunate to be in that position. And I don't say that lightly. It's like, hey, like I got, saying like I'm just like I'm not that way, but I think it sends a good message because everybody's seeing that, like it's like, oh, like he's finding Pitt. So I better be on my P's and Q's because if he's doing that to Pitt, I mean, he'll get us too for the same thing, right? Versus maybe some past years, you might be able to slide with just not weighing out of practice.
And how was he during the whole business with Jonathan Taylor, Michael, and with you guys? Because obviously you need 28 out there, and you also know what an individual type of person, human he is on planet Earth, right? And for that to occur while you were breaking in a rookie quarterback as well, that had to have been something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Shane handled it well. Shane is a player's coach, and even when it started to look a little bleak there, like a little bit, he just maintained it, and I feel like him and JT always maintained a positive relationship. And I really don't know the ins and outs of what went on between them, but just from the outside, I think that he handled it well, and he really fights for his guys. So I think that he probably wanted JT to get paid because we all wanted him to get paid because we know what a great player he is, teammate, and everything that he does outside of the football field. So it worked out great, and we're so happy to have him. And we're looking forward to seeing what he does versus Houston because he has a history. Yes. I actually seen a stat that when JT plays Houston, it usually ends up good for us. So
Michael Pittman Jr., Colts wide receiver, in advance of the win or go home game, potentially win the division game coming up on Saturday night on ABC and ESPN between the Colts and the Texans. And what's your favorite Gardner Minshew story? What do you got for me?
My favorite, there's so many. This is probably one that nobody really knows. So this is in the beginning of training camp, and it's not just one story. Just every morning he gets up and he does sun yoga, which I'm going out to catch passes and stuff and catch jugs, and I would see him. And he's in the sun, hands on his hips. He's doing his yoga, and I'm just like, "What is this guy doing?" It's it looks kind of weird, to be honest with you. But just seeing that every single day, he has his things that he does every day to get ready, and I just thought that was interesting. To say the least. Is one of my first encounters with him, when he came. For training camp.
Yeah, but you're from Southern California, Michael. I mean, come on. That can't be the first person you've ever seen doing sun yoga in your life. Come on now.
Well,
USC? I mean, come on now.
That is a very good point.
Just saying. Well, hold on a minute. Was it in jean shorts? Now, that would be something. Was he in his jean shorts doing it?
No, he's shirtless.
Okay.
and in shorts
Okay.
and
Okay.
barefoot too.
Okay.
So like if you can picture the mustache, the hair, shirtless, a little bit of chest hair, and like I'm gonna stop going in detail because that was getting a little weird.
No, that's called sun where sun don't shine yoga. That's what I
Yes.
think. That's what you're referring to right there,
Yes.
Michael. Well, again, but what he's been able to do and what you guys have been able to do since Anthony Richardson going out is the reason why, in many ways, along with that defense, man, Speed and Franklin and Buck and all those guys that you have and Kenny Moore. I mean, what are you guys thinking about going into this contest Saturday night? What's your mindset here, sir?
Yeah, I mean, we all know what it means, and we all know like the weight that like this game carries, but we don't want to make it bigger than it already is. So we just want to prepare the same way that we have been, and we don't want to do anything different um, because we believe that our preparation is good enough. So if we can just stay consistent in everything that we've been doing, I think that gives us the best chance on Saturday night.
Okay. And so what is the biggest challenge you've seen on film so far?
Yeah,
Before?
I mean, I'd say the biggest challenge is probably their offense. CJ Stroud is playing lights out, and all their offensive weapons. I mean, like you just never know. I mean, they can create. Like they've played like very well. Their defense rushes hard. They got their Jalen Petrie, like he comes down and like he fills hard like in the run game, and then they got two good corners outside. So they run a lot of zones. So just being able to navigate windows and being able to stay ahead of the sticks and take advantage of the man opportunities.
Last one for you. How good can Anthony Richardson be? Give me that one.
I mean, really for him, the sky is the limit. I mean, he's so hard like to like defend. Like he just presents different like challenges because he can run and he can pass and he can make these throws that I've never seen before. I mean, he's hopping off his back foot and launches it 70 yards. I'm like, did they make this guy like in a lab?
Mm-hmm.
And he can just create like off schedule plays. And he's like one of those guys where, hey, like you scramble, like I'm just running straight deep, like just like I'm just gonna turn it around and go deep and wave my hands and like he's gonna run sideways and just launch it. So he's just so hard like to defend, especially when we get the RPO game going because the threat of him running, because you got him, JT, and then like the threat of him passing. I mean, it's just going to be so hard to stop.
I've heard he's also mature beyond his years, Michael. That's what I've heard.
Absolutely. I mean, he was one of the youngest players in the draft, I think. So that just says a lot to his character and just like the way that he works. And even after we went down, just his like dedication to be in our offensive meetings and just be there listening because he doesn't have to technically be there. Like I've seen a lot of players who go on IR and then they don't go to meetings. They just rehab and then like they go home. But he shows up and he's there and he's listening, taking notes, and really being that team leader that we need him to be. So I think that speaks volumes to his character and what he will be able to do in the future.
And obviously, you know, him beating with you guys, the Texans in week 2, put you in the position of winning this game and potentially winning the division. And if you win the division, I think you'd be the first Trojan to come up with a title in the home of the Big Ten Championship Stadium, Michael, which is what the future Big Ten USC Trojan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that sounds like one of those stats is like you're the first player to catch a ball on the 20-yard line on a Thursday night.
You can be. Yeah, that's it. But that's just my way of just saying we're freezing. We're freezing in Big Ten country here. Is basically what I'm saying in Los Angeles. Yeah. So, Michael, thanks for the time. It's great to see you smiling. It's great to see you well, and it's great to see you balling out. And good luck on Saturday night. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate that.
You better. That's Michael Pittman Jr., one of the finest from Oaks Christian out here in Southern California, and of course USC. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.